What's going on, YouTube? Today we have a brand new video. It's going to be Red Omnimon on the left versus Green Ceresmon Turbo on the right. Red is going to start off by digivolving into Mondramon, and then he's going to hard play a Mondramon for 2, leaving his opponent at 2 memory. His opponent is going to make an Agumon in the nursing area. Then he's going to digivolve into Stingmon for 1, and he's going to play Argomon for 2 memory. Red player is going to be swinging with the Mondramon. Mondramon is going to crash into Ceresmon, dying. And then he's going to digivolve into Cordramon. Here we see the memory starvation game all over again. He's going to make a Lilymon, leaving his opponent at 1 memory. Red is going to hatch a Gigimon, then we'll digivolve an Agumon on top of it. Then he's going to play tie for 4, leaving his opponent at 3 memory. Green player hatches and makes an Agumon on top of the nursing area. Plays Goblinmon for 2. And then he digivolves into Kabuterimon. And he's going to play Mimi for 4. Green player chooses not to move the Agumon, and he digivolves a Greymon onto it. Plays Biomon for 2, and digivolves another Cordramon on top of it. Green player moves the Cavaterimon, then uses Mimi to hatch another egg, where he makes a Terriermon. Green chooses to rest the Argomon in order to make a Ceresmon on top of Lilymon. Then he's going to use the effect of Ceresmon to rest one of the Cordramons in order to digivolve into Argomon on top of the Goblinmon. Chooses to swing at the Cordramon he rested with the Ceresmon. He's going to be gaining 1 memory off the Stingmon. Then he plays another Mimi for 4. Red player is going to move up the Greymon. He's going to digivolve into Lavagaritamon on top of the Greymon, giving a security +1. And then he's going to digivolve into Blitz D, digivolve into Ceresmon back into Stingmon. Unfortunately, I don't believe it's going to be enough for the red player to come back, because the green player pretty much has his board established. He's going to rest the Argomon in order to make a Blossomon. Then he's going to use his first Mimi in order to hatch another egg and make a Goblinmon on top of it. He's debating whether to use the second one. He chooses to use the second one in order to move the Goblinmon he just made. I think this is pretty much the conclusion of game 1. He's going to swing with the Goblinmon. Goblinmon's going to die to the Guillemon. He's going to swing with Argomon. Argomon's going to survive. He's going to swing with Kabuterimon. Kabuterimon's going to be blocked by Cordramon. Swings with Terriermon. Terriermon's going to die to another Cordramon. Then he's going to make Mega Gargomon, resting the Blitz and not allowing it to get back up again onto the following turn. Red player makes an Agumon. Digivolves into a Greymon on top of the Agumon. Looks like he has a real tough decision over here, trying to make a move. And he plays the Volcaniodramon, putting his opponent at 10 memory. Just getting rid of 1 Argomon. Guess he must have had a horrifying hand. Mega Gargomon is going to swing for 2 security checks, but dies on the first one to a Phoenix one. Green player makes a mistake that he takes back. Makes the Blossomon first. Then uses Mimi to move up the Goblinmon and swing for game. Pretty much, game 1 was dominated and controlled the whole time by the green deck. The red player also seemed to had not drawn such a very good hand, because he played the Volcanhydramon because it was the only choice he must have had. Well, let's find out, everybody, if the red deck can make a comeback in game 2, or if it's green gonna 2-0 the red deck. Seems that even after the restriction list, the green deck hasn't lost its touch. Green having the ability of its tamer to like swarm the field. Also using Ceresmon to rest the opponent's blockers and swing at it, as we've seen in the first match. It's has a lot of pretty good mechanics. Then the hidden potential, even though it's a 1. Also another good mechanic to go into Omega very early on. Red hatches the Digimon, Digivolves Mondramon, and Tyrannomon for 1. Green makes a Goblinmon, Digivolves into Kabuterimon, and then it goes straight for the Cherrymon. Red chooses not to move, makes the Groundramon, and plays Mondramon for 2, leaving his opponent at 2 memory. Cherrymon's going to be moved, and he's going to make a Mimi for 4, leaving his opponent at 2 memory. Groundramon's going to be moved onto the battle. Then he's going to make a Blitz on top of the ground, Digivolving the Cherrymon back into Goblinmon. Agumon is made in the nursing area. Then he makes a Kabuterimon for 1. Plays a Goblinmon for 2. Rests the Goblinmon in order to make a Blossomon for free. Uses Mimi to move up the Agumon, now that he controls a level 5. Pays the 2 memory to make an Agumon on top of the Agumon. Red player makes an Agumon in the nursing area. Chooses to swing a Mondramon at security. Head dies. Swings that Goblinmon with the Blitz, doing the piercing. And oh no, here it comes. It's the Omnimon. Yep, Omnimon, and deletes the Blossomon. Leaves his opponent at 4 memory. Makes a Lilymon, then uses Mimi to move the Terriermon up. Plays the Goblinmon. Makes a Stingmon. Passes his turn. Swings with the Agumon that dies. Then he's going to swing with Omni, using the effects, and then get back up and swinging for the last security check. This time it seems much tougher for the green player. I don't think the green player could come back from this. He's going to use Mimi's ability to move up the Terriermon. He's gonna hard play an Argomon. He's going to rest it to make a Blossomon. Swings with Blossom. Swings with Lily. Swings with the Terrier. Swings with the other Terrier. Both Terriers dying. And that is game 2. So they'll be now going to game 3. Let's see who takes it. Will red win or will green be victorious? That was really tough. The green player tried to make a comeback, but it wasn't enough. If only he could have drawn into a Mega Gargomon, then he definitely could have kept the Omnimon rested for another turn and maybe one game. But it all depends. We don't know what could have happened because it did not happen. Both these decks have been given really good matchups and intense matchups. We saw what red was able to do this time with the de-digivolving and deleting with Omnimon, doing security checks as fast as possible. We also got to see the ability of green swarming the field and just swinging with everything and resting the opponent's blocker in order to clear its path towards victory. Green's going to pass with an Argomon in the nursing area. Red is going to make an Agumon in the nursing area. I think he's going to play tie for 4. Then his opponent had 2 memory. Green makes a Cherrymon early on. And he takes advantage early on by resting the Cherrymon in order to make a Ceresmon. Also knowing the fact that no matter what his opponent does, unless he isn't with a Gaia Force, he will not be able to get rid of that Ceresmon this turn. And there goes the Gaia Force. Unfortunate. Let's see if he can make another Ceresmon now with all that memory he has. Green makes Sentamon and then Kabuterimon. Plays an Argomon for 2. Plays a Goblinmon for 2. And he plays another Goblinmon for 2. Oh man, we're seeing green rookie rush over here. It's changing it up. What's going on? Green is definitely abusing the low-cost rookies it has right now with all that memory it gained off of Gaia Force last turn. Red makes a Tyrannomon, and he has a Greymon as well in the nursing area, and he just hard played a Cordramon, putting his opponent at 4 memory. Man, his hand must be horrible. Sorry, not 4. I meant to say 6. Oh, and the Mega Gargomon comes down, resting the blocker once again. Seems like the blockers against green are not very effective. He's going to swing at security and he's going to do 2 security checks due to Cordramon being rested. He's going to swing with the Goblinmon. Goblinmon survives. Argomon dies. Then he'll play the Mimimon for 4. Opponent's going to move up the Greymon. Cordramon still under the effect of Mega Gargomon, so it would not stand up. Makes Lavagaritamon. I wonder if he could really manage to come back from this. Red seems to be thinking, because if he doesn't play this turn right, this could be his last play of the game. Gets rid of both Goblinmons with Tyranno and Lavagaritamon. Then he digivolves into another Lavagaritamon. And that is unfortunate. Mega Gargomon kills the Lavagaritamon. Seems he doesn't have the rookie this turn. If not, he could have definitely went for game. Seems the green player is running out of juice. He had to just pass his turn and leave his opponent at 3 memory. He's going to make the Phoenixmon. I wonder if the Omnimon is coming down. Well, this is the chance, opportunity for Red to come back. And there goes the Omnimon, getting rid of the Mega Gargomon. Fortunately, he gave his opponent a lot of memory, but his opponent seems to have a bad hand, so maybe he's probably taking advantage of this. And the green player has no choice but to play a Blossomon for 7, because the red player actually made a really good decision taking advantage of knowing that his opponent had a bad hand. He's going to swing with Omnimon. Swings with Omnimon once again. He's going to make Mondramon in the nursing area. Tyranno. Plays a Cordramon. Hopefully he doesn't get hit with a Ceresmon again on the Cordramon. Here comes the Bancho Stingmon. He's going to choose to swing at Omnimon. But the red player protects it with the Cordramon, but it's still going to do the piercing. Man, it seems the green player still has not drawn the rookie. So he hard plays the Stingmon for 6. Oh man, he went for Phoenixmon. This could be it. This Phoenixmon is going to do 2 security checks. Oh no, he messed up. He misplayed. He decided to swing at Blossomon instead of swinging for game. He had the game. How unfortunate. Red could have actually won. And due to the circumstances, they misplayed and gave green another turn. Yep, that's it. Green is going to end up taking the game. Well, guys, it happened.